That's right. We got another NBA breakdown for you guys. What game we got today, guys?
Got that 2016 Golden State Warriors Cavs.
I don't feel
One of
no
the greatest
energy.
games ever played in
I
the
don't
finals.
feel. Larry, you feel energy? Because I don't feel no energy, Larry. You feel any? No, Larry said you guys got to turn it the fuck up.
Well,
Because
let's go then. Turn it up.
You gotta understand.
that's what I'm talking. Give me some energy.
For
Let's
me,
go
I come out
then.
the gate screaming. I want some yo behind it. I ain't get none of those.
for me,
I ain't get none of those.
breakdown. This is a very hard game to break down. Okay,
That's why it's like we got
Everything
Warriors fans out here
leading up
sad.
to
You
it.
know?
Exactly, bro. Like, how am I
Warriors
supposed
out
to be
here sad.
excited when
Y'all
I'm
picked
breaking
the
Get
game.
that
when
sticky
I'm
out.
Y'all picked the game, though, man.
bro?
Y'all
Like,
picked the game.
I mean, did I really though?
Did you really?
Though?
Yes.
I kind of was outnumbered, and I kind of just rolled with the punches.
You and
but
Boo, I was like, I don't even need to watch that game. I can
I
break it down
don't.
right now.
Bro,
That mean he want to break it down. He just said he
asking a
could.
lot. You asking me to give you energy, and then I got to
was
give a
crying.
breakdown. Bro, I said it to you earlier. I told you off
He was
camera. I
out there.
told you I was
He
upset.
was
I had
out
to
there
turn the game off.
crying.
And you have to go back and rewatch it. Okay. This is tough for me, man. This is tough.
All right, let's get to it. You know how we're going to start it. Troy going to start. Troy going to tell you his keys to why the Cavs won the game. And for him to do that, he got to get his paper. You feel me? I ain't going to do the Mel. I don't know if y'all remember when Mel was like this with his paper. He was... Remember that shit? Shout out to Mel, man.
Oh, my God.
I ain't going to crinkle up my paper over here while I'm reading it. All right. Well, I mean, it was a low-scoring game, man. It was 93 to 89, and it's just like, woo! It was defensive and no scoring from the get, man. I think they started the game the first almost 2 minutes. Nobody scored the ball, bro. It's ironic that at the end of the game ends with 2 minutes and nobody's scoring, and then Kyrie hits 3. But what I saw early from the Cavs was their defensive sets were they did very good with defending Steph Curry. Very good with getting him out of place, making him give the ball up early, trying to get other guys involved, which led to Draymond Green having 32 points, right? Troy told these guys that I'm probably going to take a route that none of you guys expect. One of my keys to the games was the Cavs did what they needed to do. You let Draymond go the fuck off. You want to know how many points Moolish did Steph Curry have?
17.
How many did Clay have?
12.
14.
Or 14.
14. Right? Draymond had 32 points in this game. I'm telling you, from what I watched from this game, if Curry scores 25, they win this game.
Mm-hmm.
If Curry scores 25, they win this game. He missed big shots, 6 for 19 from the field, 4 for 14 from 3. Right? And I'm trying to think back, and I'm like, yo, did I ever hear anybody like fucking jump on Curry about this game? Like, nobody even really gave Draymond props for his 32 fucking points. Like,
I always give Draymond props for that.
Nobody, but we just got you over here. So I'm like, yo, I can't fathom,
I've always said if they would have pulled that off, Draymond would have been the finals MVP.
MVP 32 points when your 2 stars dropped 17 and 14. So I'm that's my key, my first key to the game. Lakers defense are getting the ball out of Curry's hand and getting the ball out of Thompson's hands. Even though Curry took 19 shots, Thompson took 17, and those are your 2 game highs, and Draymond follows it up with 15, right? But Clay Thompson went 2 for 10 from 3-point.
They were making them take tough shots.
Where's my note? Harrison Barnes came into this game 2 for 22 from 3-point, I believe, and 0 for 14 from the field. Yep. Into this game, right? Starts off, he hits a 3. I'm like, okay, Harrison, why is Moolish mad at you? Why is Moolish blame this game on you? Harrison Barnes went 3 for 10, 2 for 4 from 3-point line. You know, he struggled out there, but when you look at your 2 stars, I don't expect Curry to go 4 for 14 and 2 for 10 in a game 7 of an NBA Finals. So I know you like to drag Barnes for that, but nah, your stars got to step up in it. My second key to the game.
I think the dragging Barnes is more about the series.
100%.
Definitely.
My second key to the game is, right, Warriors made, 9 more threes than the Cavs. They shot 41 for 15. Cavs shot 6 for 25.
That's insane.
You want to know how the Cavs won this game?
I know what he's gonna say.
59 rebounds. 59 rebounds. Where's the points in the paint? That's what I'm looking for. 48 points in the paint. You want to know how else? What's another key to this game? They had, where is it? Free throws.
Tell him.
25 to 13. So this tells me, like, when we're looking at this game, we're trying to break this game down, right? From Troy's point of view, is not only did the Cavs, I'm saying the Lakers because LeBron's on the Lakers. So if I say that, you gotta excuse me. You feel me? But the Cavs play good defense and getting the ball out of Curry's hand, making Curry take tough shots, even though he's normally making those tough shots. They did the same to Clay. But I want to say my last key before I get to my other stuff. Harris, this is when Andrew Bogut was hurt, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
What was the guy's name? The center. How you pronounce his name?
Festus Ezeli.
Ezeli. Yeah, he didn't belong in that game. He did
I
not
know.
belong in that
All
game.
the time.
From
That was the
start
difference.
to finish, you can see the absence of what Bogut meant to that team, especially in the paint of the Cavs scoring 48 points in the paint to Golden State's 28. Like, now I think that's a lot closer. Bogut's here. Your rebound battle. You got 59 rebounds and 39 of them was on the defensive end. Like, I don't think that happens if Bogut's there. So, the thing I hated to see was Klay Thompson makes a layup with, what was it, 4:39 left on the clock? No, Draymond makes his shot with 5:37 left on the clock. Klay makes his with 4:39 on the clock. And from 4:39 to 53 seconds, there was not a point scored in this game. From 4 minutes and 39 seconds to 53 seconds in the game. That's when Kyrie hit his three. That's absurd to me in a finals game, you know? So that I'll give that to defense, guys not being in their rhythm. Give credit to the Cavs. They played great defense. They definitely was getting Curry's out of his spots, making him take tough shots. I'm going to pass it to Moo. Moo, tell me what you thought about the breakdown of this game.
All right. So, as I said, it was hard for me to.
LeBron had a triple-double too.
Right. Main reason being, as everybody knows, I am a Warrior fan. So it was definitely hard to rewatch this game and break it down. But a few things that I noticed off the first 5 minutes when I watched it the first time. Steve Kerr came out with the most passive offense I've ever seen. Right. You have 3, maybe even 4 possessions in a row, bro, where Steph is literally at the top. He's at the backcourt, and he's literally just with the ball, waiting for people to move. He's not dribbling. He's not trying to set up an offense. Nobody's calling for a screen. Nobody's calling for a pick. Anything. He's just waiting for somebody to move and cut so he can throw it in or after Draymond to try to get an assist. And I'm like, okay, off rip, I see Steph not being aggressive, right? I see Clay not being aggressive, right? They're trying to get Harrison Barnes going because they know he's struggling from the field, right? Not only from the field, he's struggling from 3. There was a specific play, maybe about 5 minutes into the first quarter, where Festus Ezeli gets a rebound, and Kevin Love literally rips it out of his hand, bro.
Oh, yeah. Rip that shit out of his hand.
Ripped it out of his hands, bro, and put it back. I was
He
like,
belong
wow.
in that game, bro.
I was like, that. If that,
he had 1 rebound.
Literally, he had 1 rebound, and I think missed every single shot he took from the post.
0 from 4.
Like, was
1 rebound, 1 assist, 2 personal fouls, and 0 points.
So the next thing that kind of brings me into was that if you look how Steph Curry plays normally and look how he played in that finals, something was clearly wrong, right? A lot of people say that, oh, if he was hurt, he shouldn't have played. What, blah blah blah.
100%.
That's the finals. It's the game 7. You're not going to tell the star player that he's not going to play in the game 7 finals. I don't care who it is. He doesn't care if he's hurt, healthy, whatever the case may be, right? So there was definitely something wrong with him. He was hobbled in some way, shape, or form. He couldn't cut the same. He couldn't move the same. Couldn't run the same, which is why the offense looked more stagnant and you just tried to see a lot more moving pieces other than him being the main moving piece, which is how the offense normally flows. The biggest thing for me was rebounds, second chance points, right? They got so many second chance points. And that's not even just second chance points, third chance points, fourth chance points, fifth chance points. They were killing us on the board, mainly because Kevin Love and Tristan Thompson, right? We didn't have the size. They tried to insert Anderson Varejao.
K Love was mad aggressive that game, too.
Yeah, Kevin Love was super aggressive that game. He really didn't have a solid game offensively, but defensively and rebounding,
50-50 balls, getting in passing lanes.
working.
Like
He was
working heavy. So Kevin Love and Tristan Thompson were heavy keys to that game. Another heavy key to that game, a lot of people don't even realize, was Iman Shumpert. Iman on those wings on the perimeter was absolute, and it's crazy because the Warriors still had open shots. They just missed a lot. They shot 36% from three.
Mm-hmm.
They shot horrible from the inside. They missed a shit.
They shot 41 threes.
They shot 41 threes and missed a shit ton of them.
Made 15.
This is the thing I wanted to talk about with Steph Curry, right? Because we start to see him start to open up a little bit. But what happened is he didn't match the intensity of Kyrie Irving, because Kyrie Irving didn't start the game off hot as well.
He got outplayed that series,
right? Kyrie started to go off in the second half, mainly at the end of the third to the start of
third quarter. Third quarter was Kyrie, yes.
Yeah, third quarter was literally Kyrie's. He owned that quarter.
Mm-hmm. I wrote it down.
Steph Curry didn't match that intensity because he couldn't match that intensity, obviously, because something was wrong. But when you have Kyrie that was relatively quiet in the first half, and you only have players like a LeBron, like a Shumpert, just these role players that are making noise, and then you have Kyrie wake up in the third, and nobody on the Warriors is doing anything because they're trying to get their other guys going instead of their main guys. That is always going to be a problem. Takes you down to the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game where they're going scoreless until about 50 seconds left. The only person who really had it going, right? And everybody wants to, it was defense. It wasn't defense. They were legit missing shots. These were two teams that were trying to end the game and could not end the fucking game.
Absolutely.
Neither one of them.
And that was a crazy thing to see, because that to me the difference is what you said on the second chance point, but like more important, like the points in the paint, because the shot they both were just chucking for a while.
Yeah, they were. A lot of bad shots were taken.
And so it was like, okay, who's going to go to the basket? Who's going to get the easy bucket? And the Cavs were able to do that at times where the Warriors weren't in that game.
And this was the key here. This is the key here that a lot of people miss, right? Is it was a low score. The Cavs transition defense was better than the Warriors transition.
Oh, they was getting down the court so fucking fast.
Quick,
they weren't trying to give them anything. They were getting down
this is the reason why. This is the reason why that Ty Lue was crazy for that, or was it Vogel at the time? I think it was Ty Lue at the time, right?
Yeah, it was Ty Lue.
This is the reason. This is what solidified Ty Lue as one of the greatest coaches in the league right now, is because he knows that the Warriors, they live off transition points, right? So he's telling them, bro, I don't care how tired you are, I don't care how gassed you are, get your ass down this court and set up that goddamn defense. Because if you can stop them in the half court before they get their offense set and before somebody can come down here, i.e. a Steph, a Clay, even a Draymond, because he's going off right now, can hit a three-pointer, or even a Sean Livingston, because they try to insert him because Steph wasn't getting it going. If we can stop him from getting those mid-ranges to those three-pointers, we got them. And when we get the ball, we have to run. We have to run. They have nobody guarding the paint. Bogan is gone. What are we scared of? Festus Ezeli and Anderson Varejao? No. Push the pace and get inside the key and score. He knows we're a bad fouling team. He knows we had no size. He knows we're a bad defensive transition team, especially when we're under man. And that is what he keyed on. A lot of these things that happen, it wasn't just on the players, bro. Like, a lot of the stuff that happened, it was because the coach, and he had a specific game plan. Like, when this happens, and there's going to be a specific time in the game when this happens, see it and capitalize on it. Because after that, I promise you, it's blood in the water. They're not going to be able to come back. And that's exactly what happened. That's the reason why the Warriors lost the game.
Lamar?
Yeah, y'all pretty much covered it. Like I said, a lot of it was points in the paint, free throws, and it was a lot of chucking and not even bad shot taking, but a lot of people, they both were missing shots on both sides all game long. You could see that early. It was going to be one of those nights where the first team to get hot or basically catch a rhythm was going to win. And as y'all mentioned, Kyrie Irving kind of carried the Cavs in the third quarter into a rhythm for a while.
I even wrote it that way, Lamar, too. Mm-hmm. Kyrie carried Cavs.
Yeah, and so he carried them into a rhythm in the third quarter because their shots weren't falling either.
Nope.
But for me, it was just like you see the point. If you look at the quarter by quarter, the points in the paint and things and the rebounds, you see that the Cavs had the ability to play more physical than the Warriors in those moments. And it was
once they got the lead, they never let it go.
It was over because the Warriors couldn't find easy bucket anywhere. And like Moo mentioned, Steph Curry usually can go to the basket a little bit better. And especially now at this point in his career, he goes to the basket much better than he did in that finals. So it seemed that like that was lacking. The only person that was going to the basket, which is why he had 30-something points, was Draymond.
Yeah.
You know no, Draymond had 37 points because that nigga hit 6 threes.
That too. But when you look at how aggressive he was
6 for 7, 5 for 5 in the first 2 quarters, bro.
Yep. And when you just look at how aggressive he's being, bro, not even just from 3, bro. Like this is the reason why a lot of people slight going on now is because they seen him do this and they know what he can do, right? But his role is different now. But if you look at how aggressive he's being, bro, he's not doing anything special. He's putting his head down, taking the lanes that they're giving him and going to the rack. That's all he's doing. Nobody else did that, bro. Nobody else did that the whole game.
DJ?
All right. I was going to point that out about Draymond being super aggressive. Kevin Love was super aggressive in this game. I'd like to, you watch it in the moment and then you go back and watch it now and you just start to pick apart little things basketball-wise. So I'm going to just start in the fourth quarter because y'all pretty much covered the third quarter, which I was going to point out. The fourth quarter was crazy to me because I remember watching this game. Steph Curry hit a 3 right about 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and that gave him 17 points, and he didn't score again. Klay Thompson hit one from – it looked like a 3, ended up being a 2. I think that was his last time scoring for the rest of the game too.
No, he made a layup. Klay Thompson makes a layup. He made a layup.
Oh, he does make a layup. You're right.
Yeah, with 4:39 left on the clock.
So this game really, to me, simply came down to the way the Cavs played Steph Curry in this game. They try to beat him and Klay Thompson up, and Steph is much stronger now than what he was back then. They were hitting him. They were trying to rough him up. They were trying to gas him, and eventually,
even off ball.
Yeah,
they 2 guys, making him trying to go between 2 guys, get stuck in the screen. They would squeeze him between it when he gets in between it to hold him there.
Especially because they know he was hobbled, so they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna make you work that much more."
They tried to do the double screen thing. It wasn't working. The Cavs were jumping everything. The Cavs defense was very aggressive. And of course, it basically came down to, look, my 2 guys were better than your 2 guys that day. I mean, LeBron and Kyrie, I think, put up 27 and 26. Kyrie hit the shot. And as you watch this game more and more, you start to see why some people will argue with you that Kyrie could have won MVP of the series instead of LeBron. I don't think so. But, you hear the argument all the time. So it was really fun to watch this game again. It might not be one of the better offensive games, but it was a game of chess defensively. And them just chucking up 3 after 3 after 3. And it gave me flashbacks of this right here, the 0 for 27 performance from the Rockets.
Before we pass it to Buat Lamar, I just wanted to let you know, to your point, it was 100 missed shots in this game.
God damn.
That's wild.
100
yeah, they was chucking.
Buat. I don't know Boo up there. I see him there. But he's muted, so I don't know. So we'll wait for Boo. So let's have a collective conversation. I know they lost, but I think my key to takeaway is like, yo, you do not expect Draymond to do that. Like 32 points, 6 for 7 for 3. He made 5 of them straight. Like he looked like he was Steph Curry out there. Like that's what I seen from the game. This nigga was busting it, like letting it loose, like he was so confident then. And now you look at Draymond and shoot the ball, and you're like, damn, what happened to that confidence, bro? And it's like he got away from that person because they don't need that no more, especially when KD was there. They didn't need Draymond to score. But it's like, yo, it's a very good game, very slow-paced game, very low-scoring game. But to take 100 shots, it was 160 something shots, 165, I think. And they to miss 100 is crazy in the game, bro. Yeah, 165 shots and they missed 100. That's crazy. Like for Golden State to not give up on the threes, right? They shot 41. I know you live and you die by the threes. They shot 41 and only made 15. They only had 28 points in the paint. I think if you could find some way to get some points in the paint here, instead of 28, you could finish with 32 points in the paint. I think they win this game. I think it's just that simple. If Klay Thompson doesn't have 14 and he has 20, they possibly win the fucking game. If Klay doesn't have 17 and he has 23, they possibly win the game. Like, honestly, but it's just like those guys did not get basket in key moments when you want them to get baskets. That's the thing for me, the biggest takeaway, and why the Cavs were able to win in the game 7 because they beat them in the Oracle on their floor too. Well, LeBron had a triple-double, 27, 11, and 11.
That's the big thing, bro. That they made key shots in the time that they were supposed to make key shots, and the Warriors didn't. Like, you see, people are trying to get calls, they're crying for calls, they're begging for calls, and the Cavs are just playing, bro.
Curry went 1 for 6 in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
They're just playing, bro. The Cavs are like, fuck it, we're playing. We're here to play.
And I think
it really doesn't matter.
I think if I remember correctly, that those performances, Klay performance, Curry's performance, like to me, and because I used to watch Big Head Media then, like to me, it got overlooked by Cleveland winning their first title and fucking the drought was over. But like, nah, Curry really played bad in that finals. And I know a lot of people, Bron haters will sit out here and talk about Bron playing bad in the finals. And I want to hear some more people talk about, sorry, Mulich. When we talking about Curry, if we're going to bring up and do this shit to LeBron, we got to do it to everybody. You guys know I'm a consistent motherfucker.
Troy, you must not been talking about TikTok.
No. I said Big Head Media. I'm talking more towards dumb.
Well, Steph is a media darling, though. That's the difference.
Yeah, 100%. But he played like shit, and I think that needs to be said.
Yeah,
he should be
killed.
And so did Klay Thompson.
I personally killed him. I personally did because he dropped the ball like he really did.
Ain't no way Draymond scored 32 points. I'm sorry. There's no way.
But the reality too, though, another reality, they did not truly. They went away from Draymond in that second half. That's the real reason why I think they lost. They went away from the hot hand. I think Draymond took 5 shots in that second half, maybe 2. Maybe 3, if I'm not mistaken.
You said Draymond took how many shots in the second half?
I think 5. But I know he took less shots than them. Period. Like I think he took 15 shots and they took. No, Steph took 14. I think.
No, Steph took 19. I think.
Oh,
Steph Curry took 19. Klay took 17. Draymond had 15.
Yo, this Draymond shot 70% from the field. That is insane.
They went away from him. He had it going. They should have kept feeding.
Definitely want to stay with a hot hand, but you still.
They played hero ball in that second half. They was trying to compete, and when Steph was trying to get that Finals MVP, it was a lot going on in that. It was a lot going on in that game 7 that shouldn't have went on. Go win the game, because to me he dropped the ball, and I don't give him that excuse shit. Like I get that he was hurt, but I watched him.
Yeah, I don't really give him that excuse either.
He was fantastic in that. Okay, like games 5, 6, and 7 was fantastic. When he first came back from the injury against Portland, he smoked Dame the match.
Yeah, he did. That's why I said I don't really give him that excuse either, to be honest. But I understand the argument to people saying, okay, he couldn't go to the basket the way he could. I'm like, all right, but I don't really. I just feel like the Cavs had a game plan defensively to throw Steph off his.
Draymond took 3 shots in the fourth quarter,
and he done. But I think he exercised some of those demons against Boston last year, as far as just playing better in the finals and putting together. Even though he's played great in some other finals, but when KD was there, but he definitely, as far as being the primary scorer and just being the bus driver, as we say, he exercised some of those demons last year against Boston. But
no, it's not even that. It's not even that. He played horribly in this game. Like if you just look at it, because he just missed an open 3 from. I'm rewatching the game. This is my 3rd time watching the game. He just missed the open fucking 3 with 4 minutes to go in the fourth. But it's about how passive he's being, right? Mm-hmm. It's about how normally how we see Steph play, and then compared to this game, you played damn near 40 minutes, bro, and we don't. Like I said, all I'm seeing you standing there just waiting up. Oh, what he's like, bro. That's not his game, bro. You feel me? So it's like you're incredibly passive. The shots that you're taking aren't even good shots. You're taking rush runners, leaners, even the open three that he just took and just missed. He could have stepped up and taken a easier, better, more high efficient shot. It's like Buap said, like you can tell he was trying to kill the narrative that was being built around him. And even now, like Lamar said, like you can tell he exercised some of them demons this year because like a lot of people feel like a lot of people were holding that against him, right? And I can definitely understand that. Steph is petty as shit. That like he don't forget nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like when what the fuck when Zaza Pachulia came out with that interview, said that nigga get on fucking Twitter at halftime and be looking. That nigga's petty, bro. He don't forget nothing. So I'm pretty sure he definitely remembered that shit about how the fuck he played in this game 7. Was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna let that shit happen again. You feel me? So yeah, it's just he played passive as hell, bro. And everybody else besides the name Draymond Green played passive as all hell. Everybody's settling for jump shots. They're not trying to read the defense or trying to be aggressive in any kind of way. It's honestly disgusting. Honestly, like this is bad. It's just bad basketball. This is what I call bad basketball.